for the introduction. As Maria said, I'm George Margetis from Fourth, and I would like to continue to elaborate both a little bit more and deep dive to the technologies that we have used in SIP and developed in SIP in order to achieve these objectives that have been analyzed by Benedict. So, in order to address inclusion, appealing, and of course accessibility, we have followed 4 different paths, which are complementary in order to pick up our technologies. First of all, of course, we are living in the era of AI, so we have based on AI technologies in order to create different forms of at least digital cultural heritage assets, more modern and more appealing to different groups and potential visitors of museums. The second path was to be inclusive by design. So we have included many different approaches in order to represent cultural heritage, like text-to-speech or haptics or AI-driven semantic representation, which gave us the opportunity to address the different needs of all the citizens, being inclusive, including also people with disabilities. Also, we have considered the cultural content transformation, meaning that we aim to contemplate cultural heritage assets as digital assets, giving us the potential to represent description, information, but the cultural heritage assets per se in different ways, of course, in the digital world, and I will explain more later on. And of course, we do nothing without our end users, our museums, who put the baseline, the actual needs that need to be addressed in order to achieve these threefold approach of SIFT, and also the German Association for Blind and Low Vision Individuals, who helped us on the accessibility perspective of our technologies. So, following these 4 paths, we have concluded with the implementation of several digital tools that aim to address inclusion, accessibility, and appealing of the content, starting with comprehensive textual representation algorithms with style transfer. Style transfer is a buzzword recently. It is an AI approach to transform content, information, or even digital assets to another forms. So we had the opportunity through this to present same information with different forms, which might be more appealing to different groups of visitors, like young or professionals. They have totally different needs in order to learn about an asset. We have also put in the game emotional auditory feedback. We not only used text-to-speech, which is a very important modality for persons with visual impairments, but we have managed to create audio files from text which are emotionally resonant auditory descriptions, meaning that our algorithms were capable to identify emotional nuances in the text and transform it to auditory cues. Of course, in order to address different needs of our different user groups, such as including also people, individuals with disabilities, we have also created tools that provide haptic interaction, which is one more sense that we put in the game of cultural heritage representation, the digital cultural heritage representation, through which different user groups can explore using touch-based interaction. Another technology that was very helpful for conveying all this information to the digital world is what Benedict displayed in his presentation. We have algorithms that can transform the two-dimensional representation of assets to 3D meshes, to 3D digital representations. And this is very important, thinking that the 3D form of these assets can become tangible, so people who cannot see, they can touch in the digital world. And of course, what we try to do is to harness all of these tools into one framework, the SIF accessible framework, which is the base for the developers in order to create accessible by design digital applications. The reason that we chose to implement all these things in the digital world is the so-called extended reality environments. Extended reality is nothing more than the umbrella are vital for different user groups, different individuals with disabilities, because without these assistive technologies cannot interact with the digital world. So, having in mind all these challenges, we try to incorporate in our framework, using all the SIFT AI tools, features that address and help these challenges and help different individuals with different disabilities to interact with the digital cultural heritage world. So we provide features like screen reader functionality, which is the most prominent and the basic way of interaction for blind, and very helpful for people with visual impairments, low vision, for example. 3D sound enhancement, making capable the users to have a special awareness through immersive auditory experiences. Customizable visual settings, so each user can adapt the way they interact with the environments according to their needs. Text enhancements, which are very important for not only for people with low vision or visual impairments, but also help people with some learning difficulties, or even more, think about that it is very helpful also for the elderly, for the old people. Magnification lens for the same reason. We have introduced a new way of interaction. We call it interactive zone navigation, meaning that in the immersive worlds of the extended reality environment, we bring the interaction area near, close to the user. So people who have mobility issues, they don't need to navigate in order to reach the interaction object, in order to reach the objects that would like to interact, but the system per se brings this interactive object near to them. And of course, we have introduced another modality of interaction, another sense to our users. So they have an interaction through which they can get tactile feedback and explore in a more better way, I would say, the digital world. So, having implemented these features, we provide to all the users easier navigation through which they have active element forwarding. The system forwards the interactive system, the interactive objects for making the interaction with the user much easier, which is something that improves the interaction, and this is something that we saw in practice in our evaluation session with people with different disabilities. We provide multimodal interaction feedback. We support different input devices, including haptic devices, haptic gloves, of course the controllers of the virtual reality and extended reality headsets, and keyboard, which is the main means of interaction for many different groups of people with disabilities. And on the other side, we provide different output modalities, including haptic feedback, screen reader integration, and the 3D soundscapes, which is complementary ways of interaction that address many different groups of people with disabilities. We also provide customization through customizable visual filters like magnification lens, scene recoloring for color blindness, and text adjustment. And we incorporate different assistive technologies like screen readers and hierarchical scene exploration, which is the main way that many different groups interact with the digital systems. For example, people with mobility difficulties, they use binary switches in order to pass through all the interactive elements of an application, of a digital application. And I would like to conclude my presentation with a demo video that we have prepared, showcasing different technologies and how these are harnessed in our accessible framework. So I would like to enjoy the video. So we begin with the transformation from a picture to a 3D object. As you will see, this is just a picture of an instrument, of a health instrument that is used.
This rare instrument was used
in the past, and now we can see how different users interact in the digital world.
To 18th century.
They get automated descriptions, personalized to their profiles, and then they can use this 3D object, which was constructed by a photograph, using the haptic gloves, so they get tactile cues. And also, yes, this is something that Son gave us.
Portrait of George Margetis.
So this is a great example about how blind users use the application. So they use only the haptic gloves and auditory navigation. And the system helps them to explore this painting by identifying the points of interest by getting auditory cues. So while the user scans with their hand the system, they get this beep beep
letter on the wall,
which gets more frequent when they approach. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
George Margetis.
So they can find the points of interest of this painting, using only their hands, the tactile feedback and audio feedback.
Pergamon Museum.
And this is how they explore large areas. This is the Pergamon altar, which is in the National Museum of Berlin. And what I would like to show to you here is that when they select to visit a specific part of the altar, they teleport it in front of them. So making it very easy to
mythical creature
interact without needing to
navigate the human body. Presses a giant to the ground with his hoofs, who has been forced to his knees and is already turning to face his next opponent.
Generation,
please use your hands to navigate in the artifact.
Point of interest, and then they use the haptic cloud in order to explore the statue and
body of Trident.
Besides textual and auditory feedback, basic tactile stimulus like the hardness of the stone, the texture, and the temperature. So that was all from my side. Thank you very much.